Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the recent Premium Bandai exclusive HGUC Gouf Flight Type from the 08 MS team, or that was mostly seen in the series. Now we finally got a kit of this. As far as I know, before the HGUCs existed, there was an old HG version of the Gouf Flight Type. I've never tried that, but I have tried the old HG Gouf Custom when I was a kid. I don't have it anymore, it's just for the record. And I remember that was still a decent kit, and I assumed the old HG version should be also somewhat pretty okay. But we actually got a HGUC version of this kit in the Premium Bandai version, which, oh well. So let's see what we got. Now, first of all, once again, being a Premium Bandai kit, this is a limited edition. So I just wanted to let you guys know. And for the weapons, it's pretty much the same as the Gouf Custom. I've checked. We got the Heat Sword Type D3, was it, I believe, and then we got the Gatling gun. So weapon is pretty much identical. So I won't be going over with the weapons. I will be going over with the articulation since I don't have a Gouf Custom at all, and mention any interesting parts regarding this kit. Anyway, as usual, let's go on with the components. First of all, what you get, of course, is the Gouf Flight Type, as expected. And you get the Heat Sword D3, and then you get the Gatling gun, which is pretty obvious at this point. And here are the official, or the usual stuff you should be getting. First of all, you get 5 hands in total. Currently, the ones I'm using is the multi-purpose hands for left and right. You get a fist for left and right, and then you get an open hand for only the right arm for some reason. I think I would prefer that it was a left hand, but oh well. And then you get a sticker sheet. Now, surprisingly, there's not many stickers. You only get 1, 5, 7 stickers in total. One being the mono eye. These white ones being used on the back of the wings, which honestly this is the only bad sticker I'm gonna say. The other stickers are okay. You get these 2 large ones that goes on the back of the feet, or not feet, but I mean leg, which it isn't much of a big deal. You can use it if you want. If you don't like it, you don't really need to use it. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for the stickers. And now, being a Premium Bandai kit, there's always high chances of leftover parts. And a lot of you guys are always wondering what's the leftover part of this Premium Bandai kit, because a lot of people like to customize. Okay, first of all, I'm not sure which one to start with, so let's start with the usual polycaps. You get some leftovers, that's it. And then you have this part. This is the part for the heat wire, I believe. I believe it's called the heat wire for the Gouf Custom. Yes, you get the end tips of the heat wire from the Gouf Custom, so that's that. Okay, and then we get these parts, which I'm going to assume that's mostly for the legs and feet part leftovers, so that goes inside. So you get 2 sets for, obviously, so that's that. And then here are some 2 of the same plates with some extra parts. So let's go. Oh boy, there we go again. So we got 2 plates, one being B1, the other being B2. You can see there you have the spike shoulders. You have the shoulders. You actually have the arm. I believe that is the arm. I think this is the knee. Or no, this is actually the feet part. This is the feet part. You have the leg part, side and forward. You can even get the feet part again. For the arms, I believe this pretty much is the same as the Gouf Custom. The only difference would be the right arm, because I believe the Gouf Flight Type never actually had the heat wire on it, so that's why you use a normal arm. But I'm guessing that you can actually have the heat wire, because they do give you the pieces to do that, I believe. So yeah, you can see you have the arm. Yes, you have the arm that can attach the heat wire, and you get all sorts of parts. And the head is actually a different sculpt, so that's why you have a leftover head, except for the inside that you have to put the mono eye inside. So here's the other plate. Once again, you get the other side of the leg and feet, arms, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So you still get a good amount from the Gouf Custom. So if you don't, you can pretty much, just with this kit, after purchasing, you can make your own pretty much custom version of the Gouf Flight Type, if you want to do so. Or if you have some leftover like Xeon kits, you can totally make your own awesome custom version. Alright, now let's get on to the review. Now, as usual, let's start off with the head. Now, the one thing I did like about this is that I hope the Gouf Custom is also like this. Is that there's a engravement for the mono eye, so that's why you can see that it's totally exactly in the middle. So I always had problems when I ever buy a mono eye kit. Some mono eye kits don't come in with engravements for the mono eye, so you have to put it on like the exact position with no like hints. So sometimes they will be like a little bit off from the position I want to. So this one I did not have any issues. And for the head, the skull. When you look at it front, it's pretty much similar. But if you look at the back, you can see now that is the actual different part from the original Gouf Custom, because I believe the Gouf Custom connects onto the middle of the back of the head. And this one actually has this, block that connects these cables going on here. So that's a different part. Uh, for um, for head articulation, you can go side, not that much because there's a lot of stuff hindering stuff. So head movement not too much, and up and down very hard to tell. I don't think at this point I think it's safe to say that there's no up and down movement here. Another one more thing I would like to mention is that you have this part right over. Oh, sorry about that. You have this part right over here, which you can move the mono eye, but only move like a really little bit. So yeah, there's only really low movement. So I assume those who have the Gouf Custom could tell me on the comments that the Gouf Custom also has like really not that many movement on the head or on the mono eye as well. Once again, also there is a safety knob on the horn if those who are wondering. Okay, that's that. Now let's look at the body. The body, I believe. Okay, the best way I can say is that it's a different design. The body or the waist section, it's a different design. However, the build principle is the same. So it's a different design part, but the way how you build it is the exact same as the Gouf Custom. So you have the similar principles. You have to slide in the orange clear piece inside the body, and then you have the poly caps on each side. So it's the same build principle. It's just different design parts. Okay, I hope that you guys understand it, and my light might be a little bit too light, but the color of this is not exactly just plain gray. It's more like a really light chocolate milk color. I hope you understand that part for these parts. Or like it's like one of those colors when if you have coffee and then you put too much milk in it, it's sort of that kind of color. This part, I guess it's just your sand brown, dark sand brown color, as far as I can tell. Yeah, I wasn't the best art student in class. Okay, for the shoulder movement, I saw these would be like really too bulky, but they work pretty well. I mean, they can move forward and backward. You still have your typical shoulder forward and backward movement. And the good thing is that most Zaku's would have like their spike shoulders with a ball joint connection here. This one actually uses just a normal peg, so no need to worry about being loose. Okay, the sword, once again, it's the exact same sword from the Gouf Custom, so I'm not gonna go over detail on it. For the bend, you only get like a 90-degree bend. So I'm assuming the Gouf Custom was also like this. And you have your typical ball jointed hand, and you have your 360 twist arm itself. And the arms, the arms can't go to the side that much, to be honest. This is as far as you go. I mean, I'm kind of forcing it, but yeah, this is as far as you go. So, which I assume the Gouf Custom was also like that. The other arm, which has the Gatling gun, yeah, I'm not gonna go too over detail on this. It's a really nice looking Gatling gun, but a little bit too long for the mobile suit. Luckily, it's not too heavy for the mobile suit because usually if it's too heavy, it will be falling down. But this one actually holds it pretty well, at least for mine. The only gripe I have is the ammo belt. Because I don't know, because of this, this part kind of is not in the correct position time to time, but other than that, it's a very good looking Gatling gun, and I used to have the old version, so I do have some fun. I do have some good memories about this. For the arm articulation, as mentioned, 90 degrees, and then since it's on the ball joint connection on the shoulders, you can go 360. For the waist section, I'm gonna go for the waist first. There's not much to do. I mean, there's not much movement. You have these wings that can flap around if you want to do so. The side skirt don't move that much, and these pipes here. One thing I do like about these pipes is that usually these pipes will connect to the backpack, so it would limit the kit's articulation on the body or waist, this one actually does not go inside the backpack. It's just like below the backpack, so it's under it. So it gives you that illusion it's inside. So this thing can still move around if you want to do so. So no, it does not affect the articulation at all. That's a very good, good design. For the front skirt, this comes into a single piece and it's not dividable because these are connected into one single piece and there's one polycap ball joint on it to connect into the main crotch area. So there's no movement going on here. The best you can do is maybe a little bit side to side. So because of that, leg articulation, it can barely go 90 degrees, but almost 90 degrees, and then you have a pretty decent bend on this one. It's just that the design or the gigantic size of the leg hinders that process, and you do have a side swivel. Feet are also your typical ball jointed feet, but because all the stuff that's going on, the movement might become a little bit tricky, or it might feel some awkward to some people because of the back section might get hindered by those inside parts. Other than that, I'm pretty glad they did some color separation with these reds and these turbines on here, and there's a good amount of panel lining detail if you want to do so. And I was really surprised at how fat these legs were. Okay, now let's look at the backpack. The backpack, or like the entire back section. There's a lot of thrusters than I thought. I mean, there's already 4, 2 on the backpack, 2 on the back skirt armor, and then here is one of those stickers. These are those brown stickers. Honestly, if you have some paint, or if you don't really care about details, these stickers are not that important. So you can, if you don't want to use them, you don't need to use them. These red sections also separate pieces. These gray sections also separate pieces. So I was pretty impressed by the color separation on this. Here are the wings that can also flap around the backpack. Honestly, these white stickers are kind of not that great. So I honestly suggest you color them with something else because the stickers aren't that great. Alright, that's pretty much it for the basic articulation review. Kit wise, once again, if you have the Gouf Custom, it's pretty much, I'm going to assume that this also has equal qualities as the Gouf Custom. Other than that, you can actually put the sword inside the shield if you want to do so. Now, putting on the Gatling gun arm was kind of tricky, and at least the good thing is that I remember the old version on the handle there was no peg or hole system on the hand, so it was pretty wobbly. This one, on the handle there's a peg and there's a hole on the holding hand, so this gives actually a more firm connection. Because I remember as a kid this was way more wobbly, but thanks to that and that extra connection that's here that has a peg connection, way more way more stable. Of course, detaching it is kind of tricky because you have to take off the peg off first and then take off the hand. So I'm not going to demonstrate that because that's going to be a waste of time. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a very basic kit with not many stickers. So if you enjoyed the Gouf Customs kit, you're going to enjoy this as well because it has the pretty much same qualities. Now, I know some people are going to complain about this being premium Bandai, yada yada, or why didn't they not use the Gouf Revive on the Gouf on this, or like other reasons. I don't know, man. I'm just the guy who reviews kits that I get, okay? Anyway, those who love the mobile suit are going to enjoy this kit in general because the quality is pretty good. I mean, yeah, even for today's standards, besides the arm bent, it's okay. I mean, come on, articulation is not the main factor of everything, or at least to some people. So yeah, it's a decent kit. If you can find one, get one, definitely. So thank you for watching the review. This was the review. Anything you guys of the review of the Premium Bandai exclusive HGUC Gouf Custom? Nothing too spectacular, nor too meh. It's just really your average quality kit. Thank you for watching the review. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more kits to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.